Guys, hello. My name is Sukh Sidhu, the owner of OFB or onlinefitnessbusiness.com. Now, myself and Tim did try and do this webinar a few weeks back. Some of you may have been on live, and we encountered a lot of technical issues. We did manage to figure it out live to give you guys something, but the bad news is the recording didn't turn out good enough to edit and share with you guys. Tim wanted to share something special with you guys. I wanted to make sure it was special for you guys. So what I've decided to do is re-record the webinar for you. So that's the good news. I'm doing it again for you so that you have something quality from myself to help you build your online fitness business. For those of you that were there live will know what it's all about. For those of you that weren't there live, unfortunately, I don't get Tim's amazing introduction that he gave me, but I'll introduce myself in a moment. I'm going to turn this camera off. I'm going to share my screen with you. This webinar, because it's a recording for you guys, there's going to be no fluff. I've condensed the webinar. It's pure content. So make sure that you have got a pen and paper ready, because basically if you follow the steps that I give you today, you can just go away and start getting clients right away. There's no like pie in the sky thinking, dream life selling or anything like that. I'm just going to give you simplistic things that you can do today or start doing today and start implementing to build and grow and scale your online fitness business. And of course, operate it in an ethical way that works for you and get your clients amazing results. Because the way I see it, your clients and their results and their experience should be at the center of everything that we do. So I will explain all this shortly as well, but I'm going to change my screen over now. I'm going to share my slides with you. And today's webinar or presentation, free training, whatever you want to call it, is called Business Models in a Box. And that's exactly what I'm going to give you. When I explain this to my students have had a similar training to this. Basically, it was called a fuck theory, Business Models in a Box, because this isn't theory. This is just do this stuff. It works. It's not ideas. So before we get started, I want to share this quote to you from one of my own mentors, Frank Kern. Excuse me. If you want to impress people, make things complicated. If you want to help people, keep things simple. Today, I'm going to keep things incredibly simple because I have no need to try to impress you. I hope that you do leave today's webinar impressed. I hope you do feel fuzzy, warm feelings towards me, but that isn't what's important. I want to help you. So that's why I'm going to keep things simple. There are going to be a lot of things I teach you today that a lot of you will just not take seriously because of the simplistic nature of those things. Please don't be one of those people. Just because they're simple doesn't mean that they are ineffective or not powerful. They are incredibly powerful. They are incredibly effective. I have the proof from my own business. I have the proof of all my students who I have taught this, amongst other things, to as well. So don't underestimate the power in the simple things that I teach you in this webinar. So in terms of what you'll learn, I'm going to give you guys a simplistic business model that requires no high-pressure sales tactics and guarantees results for you and your clients. I am not the type of person that's going to want to teach you if you have no interest in actually helping people. I'm going to show you how to deliver your services in a way that avoids technology overwhelm, gives you freedom, whilst again getting your clients amazing results. I am terrible with technology, really bad. And it's something that kind of a lot of trainers have fear over in terms of going online. Trust me, if I can build an online business, someone that can barely use Facebook, then you can too. I'm going to show you how to, or talk about how to build micro communities that make your clients want to stay. Retention is key, especially for an online fitness business. It is for all recurring or subscription type businesses, but it's a bit more difficult online. So I'm going to give you little tips to make that easier. I'm going to give you my entire marketing system in my first 12 months. So when I first launched my online fitness business, I just added value. asked people to work with me, and spent very little on marketing. And I'm going to show you how I did that in a bit more of a structured way. I'm going to give you a insanely powerful post that's going to help you get your first clients today without spending a penny if you are ready to launch. So who am I? Some of you guys won't know me. That is me with my favorite thing in the world. Don't tell my wife or my soon-to-be born baby or my dog. Me and ice cream. So my name is Sukh Sidhu, and I love business as well as being a trainer, and that's not super common. I know a lot of people in our industry, in the fitness industry, love coaching, love being a trainer, but hate the business side of it, whereas my background is business and fitness. So a little bit about my history. On that bullet point right there, it says I walked away from a 7-figure retail business. I hate the phrase 7-figure, 6-figure, 8-figure, 9-figure, whatever you want to talk about. I hate that, but it's just to make it clear what I walked away from and what I ruined, basically. So I've been in the fitness industry for around 10 years. When I first started, it was part-time. I was coaching people around my other business because I loved fitness. So I had a business that sold women's shoes online via websites, via eBay, via Amazon, but most of my business was on eBay. Did that for a few years, incredibly successful financially, not very successful in terms of my happiness. Like, I hated it. If you guys think, for the men amongst us, you guys that think you hate shopping with your wife, your partner, and hate going to women's clothes shop, women's shoe shops, you don't hate that as much as I do, trust me. I can't look at a pair of women's shoes for more than a few seconds without getting jittery because of my experience in that business. So one year, it came up to Christmas, and I was sick and tired of what I was doing. I wanted a week off with my family. So I just turned my back on it, and I just took a week off. Down tools, told my staff to take the week off, didn't do anything for a week. Those of you that are familiar with eBay will know that you live and die by your feedback. I came back after a week. My feedback was destroyed because I'd ignored people for a week, and my business was basically gone. I clung on for a few more months, but it wasn't long before it kind of just was too far gone. I'd ruined the business. But every cloud has a silver lining, and I still remember the conversation I had with my best friend at the time, Ian. I remember it because it was so short. I said to him in the office of that business, should we open a gym? He said yes. And then not too long later, we opened a gym. So at the time, I was very into CrossFit. Not a lot of my training with other people was CrossFit, but I was doing it a lot. So I opened a CrossFit gym. So I'd done my level 1. I'd been around it a lot. Opened a CrossFit gym. A few months later, opened a second CrossFit gym. Expanded both gyms. Incredibly successful. Apologies. So incredibly successful gyms. A year before I left the business, my best friend at the time, my business partner, Ian, he sold his shares. Now, when that happened, there were no hard feelings. Everything was done very positively. The time was right for him to leave. So he left. And what happened was it took a lot of the fun and enjoyment out of it for me. Whilst I did love the fitness industry, I didn't like running a gym. And I've got no shame in kind of admitting that. Because we're all different. I love coaching. I love teaching people. What I didn't like is, being in charge of all this staff and this large community. So a year after Ian sold his shares, I sold my shares because I'd seen the power in online coaching, which I'd been doing for around about 6, 7, 8, 9 months maybe. And it was going really well. So I decided I was going to take this leap of faith. I sold my gyms knowing that the money would kind of tie me over for a little while. But I really had to dive in with this online coaching thing, take it seriously because it was going to be my only form of income. So I did just that. And then again, I hate talking about money. It's not my style, but to give you an idea of how it went, in just over 12 months when I first started, I turned over 180,000. And the way I do it is I'm not into high pressure, high ticket sales. I've got nothing wrong with high ticket sales. I have got a lot. I don't like high pressure selling though. And I did it with very little ad spend. So I did it in a way that I was happy with doing it. And then in the middle of last June 2016, I took on a small group of 10 other trainers and coaches who were interested in working with me online. I'd been reluctant to help other trainers for a while because I didn't want to be seen as one of these six-figure Fit Pro mentor gurus, but people were asking me. And I thought I'd be good at it. So I started coaching people in June 2016 for 6 months. I took on 10 people, coached them, mentored them, helped them build online businesses. Realized, you know what? I'm pretty good at teaching other people how to do what I do and how they can do it better than what I did. So in January this year of 2017, I launched a course teaching everything that I do. And that takes me to today. I have 100 plus students from all over the world learning how to build online fitness businesses that have nothing to do with high pressure selling, nothing to do with lying on a beach, making money on autopilot whilst they sip sangria, nothing to do with, high pressure sales. Did I say that first? It's all about teaching people how to build an online fitness business in a realistic and ethical way. And that takes us to today. So the truth, what I'm going to teach you today is not a 4-hour work week, lie on the beach, making millions on autopilot type deal. If that is what you are looking for, I'm sorry that I've wasted a few minutes of your time so far, but you don't have to waste any more time. You feel free to jump off this webinar because this isn't going to be for you. You have to actually be able to help people. No business model will make up for you being a bad trainer or a bad coach or a bad practitioner. And I don't want to help somebody who doesn't want to help their clients. Again, you will have to work just like in any business. Let's get out of that mindset of, I want to be successful, but I'm unwilling to do this, and this. You have to be willing to do some things, especially at first, that aren't really in your wheelhouse or that you don't love. You can systemize and automate and outsource in the future, but you're always going to have difficult days where you are frustrated, days where you have to grind. It's just the truth. And then the final truth, and I say this because I don't want it to be you. Most people who watch webinars, pay coaches, etc., don't make any money because they don't implement. It's a shame, and I hope you're not like that, but it's the reality, and I'm not here to trick you. Again, I have no intention to trick you. Only a select few people who watch webinars, buy coaching courses, etc., will be successful. If you take action, you will be one of them. So, with that said, let's get to work. So simple is best. As that quote I shared with you earlier, alludes to. I'm here to give you a simplistic business model because that's going to help you. Simple is best because it's often quickest. It's often best for your budget. And, I'm all about being responsible and practical as a business owner and as an educator. I know what it's like to start a new business, especially if money is tight. Controlling your budget, being frugal where you can be is important. And it's because it's what works. Stop looking for I call it the magic super squirrel fantasy funnel because it doesn't exist. Simple, again, does not mean ineffective. My business is built upon simplicity. My students' businesses, especially the really successful ones, are built upon simplicity. Do not underestimate what I'm about to teach you today in this training. So what I'm going to do today in this training, I'm going to share with you two kind of routes or two business models or two journeys depending on where you are at. You can just copy and paste whichever one you need to copy and paste. I'm going to talk about online only. So for those of you who are just looking to launch online, you don't have anything offline that you want to attach this to, and you have no intentions of leveraging your current offline offering, then this is for you. And this is like me. So I don't have an offline. I'm literally just online, nothing else. So that this would be like me. Option 2 or model 2, adding online to a current offline business. And in that, I'm going to just show you a really simple way to leverage what you already have to add an online aspect to your business or a hybrid aspect to your business, so you can quickly add another revenue stream. And what you might find is that you start with number 2 and then eventually build up to model number 1 where you are completely online. So the 4 key aspects we're going to cover: how to understand, attract, and sell to your audience, how to actually deliver your service, the correct, simple business model for your current situation, and lead generation. These are the 4 keys. So this is where we are about to get content heavy. I'm going to give you practical advice that you just implement. It's not going to be theory. It's going to be do this, do this, do this, do this. That's it. So if we're just launching something that's strictly online, no attachment to an offline offering, this is how we're going to go about it. Step 1, we are going to get super consistent with content. So this is what I want you to do. Don't second guess it. It's just what works. Facebook personal profile, post 3 times a day. Facebook page, post once per day. Instagram, post 3 times per day. Make sure it's a mixture of topics and a mixture of types. So for example, on your Facebook personal profile, still post things about you, your family, your life, memes, your interests, but also make sure you're including social proof about your service, education, infotainment about what you do, stand up against, villains in your industry. So that may be fad diets or magic pills, potions, powders, supplements, that kind of thing, or it might be poor practitioners. You can tell your story around your service and how it connects to what you do, stories of your clients, all that kind of stuff, but make sure it's a mixture of topics. Also make sure this is all a mixture of types. And what I mean by that is, as I mentioned, memes, long form posts, copy, short copy, questions, videos, live video, stories, whether that be on Facebook or Instagram, all works incredibly well. So that's what we're going to do. Interact with others. So if you're posting consistently on Facebook, you will get people who consistently interact with your content. Speak to them. Reply to every single comment that you get on your statuses, posts, pictures, stories, whatever. Reply to all of those things, start conversations, but also interact on other people's posts, other people's content. What that'll do is Facebook will see it and it's going to improve your edge rank. So that's kind of like Facebook's algorithm, and you'll get more and more traffic and engagement over time. But you have to be consistent. You're going to interact with others. This also includes messaging people. So start personal conversations with people. If somebody's interacting with all your content, message them. Hi, thanks for interacting with all my content. Is there anything I can help you with? And then if in the future it leads to a conversation about your service, be proud about what you can offer them because it can probably help them. Ooh, apologies. So what I'm going to teach you now is 2 very simplistic ways to create endless amounts of content. So if any of you are overwhelmed by, posting this amount of content, please don't be. I'm going to show you how to do it in a simple manner. And if posting 3 times on your profile, once on your Facebook page, 3 times on Instagram sounds like a lot of work, again, just tough. Put in the work, even if it's for 30 days, and then launch your products. That's fine. You're going to have to work for this stuff. For me, doing this kind of thing is like chewing gum. I just do it. It's not hard anymore. It's just 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, 5 minutes here. It's not a lot of work once you get into the groove. So here's one very simplistic way to create kind of superficial level content. First up, you're going to start with creating a list. So here's one of mine, and it's 10 oversimplified ways to get lean that will work for everyone. So you create this list based around your service. So for instance, if you help people get stronger, 10 simple ways to get stronger. If you help people punch harder, 10 simple ways to punch harder. If you help people run faster or be more flexible, do it about that, and just type out 10 things, a list of 10 things that are important for achieving that goal, important for achieving the kind of result that you help people get. So this is one piece of content. And what you're going to do is you're going to make pieces of content based on these 10 points. So content piece number 1 is this list. Content piece number 2 is about point 1. So you'll go into more detail about walking 10K steps per day. Then the next day, you'll talk about point 2 in more detail. Then the day after that, point 3 in more detail. The day after that, point 4. You get the picture. Once you've gone through all these points, you can start again. Go back to point 1, or you can start a new list about something else. So I could go into, for my niche, 10 oversimplified ways to make sure you eat enough protein. Make a list of that, and then create pieces of content based on each point in that list. It's endless amounts of content without having to think. too much. You're creating one core piece, which is this list, and then creating satellite pieces of content off the back of this list. And that'll keep you going for months, years. Like, it's endless amounts of content. And if you can't think of a list of 5 to 10 things that will help people get the kind of result you help people get, then, well, you should. If you are worth your salt as a coach or a trainer, you should be able to do that. And then we move on to creating more powerful pieces of content. And that revolves around understanding your audience. So why do they need help? What are they struggling with? What are they unhappy with? What do they want? Why aren't they already there? When I speak to a new client, if a new client is signing up to my one-to-one or my VIP package, when I speak to them on the phone, I find out these things. So I have answers to these questions for hundreds of people. That's incredibly powerful because now I know, common things that are popping up. I should be writing about them because that shows that I know why people need help. I know where they want to get to. I know the kind of struggles that they're going through that means they're not already there. So question 1 says, why do they need help? If I ask, a lead on the phone, why do you need help? What are you struggling with? They might say, because I need to lose weight. And then I say, cool. Why do you want to lose weight? Oh, because I've got a holiday coming up. Okay, cool. Why is it important you lose weight for this holiday? Oh, because I'm insecure about how I look. And then I can start talking to people who maybe feel insecure about the way they look on holiday. Question number 2, what do they want? If I ask people where they want to get to, what kind of goals they have, then I can use that in my content and show that I understand where my audience want to get to. Why aren't they already there? Again, if I ask my clients why they think they already struggle, they're going to tell me things that I can then use in my content. So if you use this, if you ask people these questions, like your clients, your future leads, your people that are kind of your target market, if you're asking these questions and talking to them daily, building these relationships, having these conversations, you're going to get such a deep understanding about your audience that you're going to be able to create content that's tailored directly to them. And it's going to really hit home with them and show that you understand what they're going through. And it's going to meet them. So wherever they're at this journey, if you put pieces of content out there consistently about that journey because you've spoke to people like them, they're going to read your content and go, shit, this guy gets me. This guy knows what I'm struggling with. He knows where I want to get to. He knows why I'm not already there. I'm going to reach out to him. And then they're going to come to you for help. So I hope that makes sense. That's step 1. You have to be creating content consistently. Step 2 is launching a curious student post or a free challenge. So you're going to post these things. I'm going to show you what these look like in a moment on your personal Facebook profile, your Instagram, your Facebook page, your Twitter, your email, everywhere you are. You're going to reach out privately to people who you have worked with or have helped in the past, or people who have shown interest in you helping them. So that's those people who are like hyper engaged on your content. Ask them if they want your help. You're going to post about it consistently for a week. So you're going to carry on doing your regular content that I've told you. And then you're going to post about it Monday night, Wednesday night, Friday afternoon, because people tend to be quieter on social media on a Friday night, and a Sunday night as well. So courtesy of Dan Henry, this is the guy who I've learned this method from, and he's not keen for people to just use it without giving him credit. He goes quite crazy. So this is a curious student post, and it's incredibly powerful. And I'm going to give you proof of that in a moment. So here we go. Here's the curious student post. This is what I want you to post everywhere. I'm creating a new nutrition/exercise/weight loss program. Before I start charging for it, I need someone who is willing to let me test and refine what I've created so far by taking part. I won't charge for my time. What this is going to do is going to get a lot of people into our ecosystem, position ourselves as an authority in front of them. Allow us to get them results before they've even paid us a penny, and then we're going to offer our paid services after a week or 2. So you're going to post this. If you don't have a nutrition/exercise/weight loss program, and it's a flexibility/yoga/mobility program, whatever it may be, just input that there, but the rest keep the same. So here's some social proof for your asses on the left. Somebody who followed my instructions. This isn't even a student. They have 20 people's details. They started a free online coaching program for 20 people. I'm not sure the results on in terms of how many people they sold on into their next tier, their paid program. But who wouldn't like to get 20 people, 20 red hot leads into a free program right now, coach them for 2 weeks, and then try to upsell to them? A lot of people are firing out ebooks and getting a trickle of leads here, trickle of leads there. This post got this person 20 people into a program with them straight away. The middle one, again, action some things from Sukh Sidhu webinar. Again, this isn't a client, I don't think. So far, I have 11 people in their group, Chunky to Hunky, which is an awesome name. So again, that worked like gangbusters. The one on the right, though, this person didn't copy my the Curious Student post. This is their exact copy that they use. So this is the post, right? I'm showing you the post that they did based on what I taught them. So they do something like a Curious Student post, but if you look, they change it because they're a good writer. They post content regularly already. They're good at copy. So they tweaked it. They wrote it in their own voice, which is fine if you are good at copy. And if you look in the bottom right-hand corner, you can see they have got 68 people putting their hand up to take part in this program. Imagine getting 68 people through your door in one post, helping them for a week, just you to them, to a private group, showing them how great you are, getting them excited, getting them great results, building relationships, positioning yourself as an expert and authority, building trust. You're going to be able to upsell a lot of those people into a paid program, and it's going to take you no money and a week or two. That's it. The guy at the top in this post, you may think only got 7 comments. However, he posted the Curious Student post without doing any content first. I told him not to, but he did. He hadn't been on Facebook for about 7 months. The only things on his page, on his profile, were his wife tagging him in things. So he added no value to his audience, and yet he still got 7 people applying to work with him. The middle one, as you can see, copy and paste Curious Student post, 22 people put their hands up. The bottom one is from someone who's now my student, Jack. They used Instagram. So they posted it on Instagram and had 20 inquiries in 20 minutes, then took the post down because it went crazy. So you can imagine the power of this if you are creating content, posting regularly, adding value to your whatever platform you are on, or all platforms, and then you put this post out there, you market it for a week for free, just post about it mixed in with your other content. It's going to work like gangbusters. It just does. So here's one kind of objection that a lot of people have about this. What about tire kickers? And I hate this kind of belief that free clients won't be serious, because a lot of people are more than happy to send out free ebooks that nobody reads. So why not get some people through the door and actually help them for a week? Will it take a bit more work? Yes. At first, you have to create this free challenge or free course or free program. Once it's done once, it takes next to no time at all. My free challenge that I run in my fitness business took, a while to create to begin with, but now all I do is post once a day in a Facebook group and reply to comments. That's it. Maybe it takes 15 minutes a day. And in that group is a mixture of free clients and some of my challenge clients who pay. So it's 15 minutes a day. It's nothing. So just to prove that point, here's a little story about one of my now students, Raul. So I'll read this out. So my first exposure to Sukh was some free advice that literally got me over 300 leads. That made me want to work with him again, and I can't regret it. He has a no bullshit, non-salesy approach. He lets his work do the talking, which is why he's going to be building the biggest building in town, brick by brick. Long story short, if you need help, this is the man to see. So here's what I did with Raul. And this wasn't me trying to sell Raul at all. I gave Raul some free advice rather than just sending him an ebook when he reached out to me. I sent him some free advice. Off the back of me giving him some of my time, he got 300 leads into his business. 300 leads because I gave him 10 minutes instead of 2 minutes. off the back of that, he came to me and asked me to run his Facebook marketing for him. I said no and directed him to one of my business partners, Stephen, and he spent around £800, which nowadays is like around $1,200, I believe, something like that, maybe $1,100 on Stephen's Facebook ads course. So me giving him 10 minutes of my time led to one of my business partners earning £1,100 from Raul getting better at Facebook ads. And then a few months later, Raul came to me and is now one of my students and bought my course. So this is the power of adding value and getting people results up front. It's going to pay off in the long run. Yes, not every single person who you give free help to is going to pay you money, but some people will, and it'll be incredibly valuable. And if you help people, they will talk about it. They are a touch point for your brand. If they tell people about why they're getting such great results, they're going to tell them that it's because of you, and that goodwill is going to spread. So let's talk a little bit about what you're actually going to do in terms of bringing those free students, like from a curious student post or a free challenge post, into your business. Onboarding is so important. You need to set the tone from the beginning. Otherwise, it's going to get hard. A lot of people struggle with things like engagement in groups and things like that. If you onboard correctly, you will not struggle. So I hope you're keeping up. We're going to dive into onboarding. So here's what you need to have ready. Have a Facebook group ready with a group description and a welcome video, so that if somebody puts their hand up and says, yeah, I want in, there's no, okay, cool, I'll message you in a few weeks. Fuck that. You want a Facebook group ready, so you can throw them in there, you can welcome them, you can tag them in something useful, they can read the group description, you can tag them in a welcome video or an intro post where you ask them to watch the video and then introduce themselves below. Get people buzzing straight away. You don't want people to be unsure about what's going on. So keep people excited. As soon as somebody says they're in, message them, get their email address, add them to a list. If they don't give you their email address, don't add them to the group. So keep following up with them, get their email address and get them in the Facebook group. So again, follow up with everyone that shows interest. You're the one that has to do the work. One of my pet peeves is when somebody does a great post. So let's say a curious student post, and at the bottom says something ridiculous like, email me for more information. Nobody is going to jump off Facebook, open their email up and send you an email for information. If somebody puts their hand up and says, yeah, I'm interested, you chase them. And if they don't reply, keep chasing them. Don't be rude. Don't be like spammy, but hey, dude, here's the information, get in the group, blah, blah, blah. If they don't reply a day later, hey, dude, just checking you saw my message, group's filling up quickly. Would you like me to reserve you a spot? If they still don't reply, similar kind of tone the next day, and just make it so easy for them that it's easier for them to take part than it is to not take part. This is on you. This is your business. So onboarding continued, or in fact, that's not supposed to say onboarding. This is actually running the program. You're going to manage it in a Facebook group. So as much as you can, manage it in a Facebook group. It's going to make it easier for you. Don't try and program for everybody individually. So if you're a nutrition coach or, program training for people, this is a free challenge. You can't do that because that's what you're going to provide in your paid programs, right? So you're going to base your program design on guides, templates, and then maybe some live workouts or follow-alongs. So one of my students is a yoga teacher, and what she does in her free challenges, she doesn't do live workouts anymore, but she had, when she first launched, live yoga workouts at like 6 a.m. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and it worked so well. So if you can do live work, if your service allows it, so if you're a mobility coach or whatever, or somebody who does home workouts with their clients, then use live workouts or follow-alongs that people can all do together. Keep it fun. For the most part, most of you watching this presentation, this training, will be working with adults who, without seeming too doom and gloom, have to deal with work shit, home life, and kind of cleaning tasks and domestic life. Yes, they might have fun with their families, I'm not saying that, but more fun won't go amiss. So have banter, post some fun stuff, have a laugh with people, keep it lighthearted. And then the major thing that people get wrong is make sure you're writing a daily accountability post every single day in your free challenge. So I like a 14-day free challenge in the Facebook group every day, a daily accountability post. Tag everybody in that. So tag every single participant in that daily accountability post so that they see it. Yes, it takes you an extra 2 minutes, but 2 minutes for the sake of building the business you want is worth it. But make sure it's conversational and not just education. People will get bored of education in a daily post. So every morning I do a daily accountability post that reads something like, hey guys, what are you up to today? I'm doing this, this, and this. The weather's amazing outside. Any of you guys got any plans to make the most of it? What's food prep looking like? What's your training? What are you up to? Like just that kind of thing. Your job during this free challenge is get people to go from day 1 to day 14. That's it. If people do that and you're a good coach, they go through your program for 14 days. By day 14, they will be in a better place than where they started. So that's your job in this free challenge. Get them to go from day 1 to day 14 engaged and interacting in the group, or make sure you're checking in halfway through to make sure that they're crushing it or doing well on their own. So here's where the selling starts. I'm going to I'll talk about this in a minute, but make sure you're sharing experience of any successful clients or experiences of what's going on in your paying program. So this isn't being like salesy or too hypey, but if one of your successful clients, has a great result, share it in the free challenge. Share it and say, hey guys, I thought this story of my VIP client, Sarah, would help you guys with where you're up to and kind of show you what you can achieve. So we're not selling per se, but we are selling, look, these are the kind of results my paying clients get. I'm just making people aware that, hey, just so you know, I do have, people pay me too, and I get them even better results. So we're just dropping it in there. So let's talk about actually selling people into the paid program. Because at the end of the day, yes, we want to help people, but we're not doing these free challenges out of the good of our heart. We want to earn a living ourselves. So this is going to be like the most common path for most people. Please don't take this as gospel, especially the price ranges. This is just what I've seen works for a lot of people. A lot of people are comfortable in this range, and it allows you to not have to work with too many people to earn a decent living. So for most of you, you'll be upselling into one-to-one coaching. So you'll be doing a free challenge, and everybody that does the free challenge, you're going to sell into a one-to-one type service. £97 to £197 per month is kind of the range I've seen works well. You can package it as a 12-week program or monthly coaching. That's entirely up to you. I package mine as my VIP 12-week program. The prices still work out in that range. And then once they finish the 12 weeks, they can start paying monthly if they continue with me. So how to actually upsell people. So taking people from that free challenge into your paid programs, how does that work? So firstly, the thing I mentioned previously, always be selling. That doesn't mean throwing in people's faces. What this means is you should always be dropping in success stories from paying clients or past paying clients, just making people aware casually that they can work with you on a higher level, and just making people aware of your expertise, your knowledge, your experience, and the kind of results that you can get people. Always be selling yourself and how great you are as a coach. Don't be afraid to do that, because remember, you can help these people. It's not as if you're trying to sell something that isn't going to help them. In terms of actual tactical advice, when it starts getting towards the end of this program, this free challenge, start building up to what I call a debrief video. So 3 to 4 days before the end of this program, make sure you're telling people, listen, at the end of this program, there's going to be a really important video that you need to watch. It's going to tell you how to get results long term. And also it's going to be a bit of an assessment and a thank you from me, and there's some important information. So you're just drilling people on the fact that you really need them to watch this video. And if you've got an email autoresponder set up as well, do it via email as well as in the group, and just make sure people watch this video. In this debrief video, you're going to post it on the last day or the second to last day. You're going to congratulate everyone, thank them, talk about how amazing it's going to be, big up some people in the group if some people have crushed it, tell people about how amazing it's been for you. And then give them a few tips. So this is how you're going to continue to get results long term. So the way I do it is, as amazing as this program is, it's not going to work long term unless you understand how to make adjustments. This is what you need to know. So I give them a couple of tips on how to get results long term. And then what I say is, now you have the knowledge. I'm not going to lie, it's still difficult to get results long term if you go this alone. So if you'd like to make success more likely, if you'd like to continue getting the kind of results that we've been getting quickly, then here's what I have to offer. And then you position your product, your service, your paid program as the solution. And then you can give those people a special offer who watch that video, and just get them to comment below if they're, keen or interested. So the whole point of the program is to sell. Sell yourself, sell what you can do, sell your knowledge, sell the results you can get people, always be selling. And just kind of some more hacks or ninja tactics to get people to take you up on that offer, that paid offer. At the beginning of your free challenge, as a bonus, tell them that they're all going to be getting an assessment call at the end of the program. So as a bonus for taking part in this free challenge, at the end of the program, I'm going to give you a free assessment call where we go over how you've done and what the best course of action is going forward. And then that's kind of taking that barrier, that guard down to getting people on the call. So in the video, ask everyone who is interested in the special offer to comment below or message you to set up a no pressure call. But don't stop there. Remember, this is on you. It's not on them. People will just not watch the video. No matter how pumped they are, no matter how great results you've got them, no matter how much they love you, some people just won't watch it. Attention spans are short, as you know. I'm sure you know that. So also, message every single participant. Just give them a message. Hey, dude, how did you find the program? I need to get you booked in for your assessment call. Are you free at all in the next 2 days? What time works for you? I've got these slots free. Whatever. However you want to word it, just let them know that you need to book them in for their assessment call and get them on the phone. For everybody that you don't speak to on the phone, or that you speak to on the phone but doesn't take you up on your paid program, follow up with them 2 weeks later. Get in a conversation. See how they're getting on. These are the follow-up is what nobody does, and the follow-up is where all the money is. So 2 weeks later, follow up with every single participant. Again, starting that conversation, see how they're getting on, seeing if they want to jump on a call again, see if they need your services at that point. Again, anybody that says no, follow up again 30 days later, and again, just start a conversation. Hey, dude, how you getting on? What you been up to? Are you still, following the program or the things we spoke about during the challenge? If they're not, if they're struggling, get them on the phone and speak to them. You should always be following up with people who have been in your ecosystem. Always. That's where the money is. So you've got people through this free challenge. I told you guys this is going to be content heavy, right? We've gone through lead generation. We've gone through delivering that free challenge. Now we're going to go through delivering the one-to-one program once people have gone through that free challenge. So again, guess what? You're going to have a Facebook group ready, a welcome post, links to relevant stuff. So when somebody joins your one-to-one group, this is like an evergreen group that you have open forever because people are going to come in at different times. Welcome them. I usually say something like, hi, everyone, please say hello to our latest, I call them Vipers, VIP-ers. Say hello to our latest or most recent addition to the Team Viper, Sarah. Sarah, say hello. I'm made up to have you in here. I'm going to give you a few links in a moment. In the meantime, just make sure you introduce yourself, have a look around, and let me know if I can help you in any way. So that way you're introducing them straight into your group and you're asking your community to welcome them as well. So an email autoresponder. So once you've spoke to this person on the phone, you've sent them over like a welcome email with links to an information form so you can get some information to create their program. They pay, so they can either pay on the phone or in that welcome email. So on the phone, if they say they're going to sign up but they can't pay on the phone, just assume that they are. Send them the welcome email anyway. On the email, add a link to pay, then set up an autoresponder. You're going to get the same questions asked of you over and over and over again. Put all those questions into an FAQ, send them out to new clients so that you don't have to answer those questions over again. So an FAT is just frequently asked topics. Cover them in an autoresponder. 1 email a week to new clients for like 4 weeks. will cover everything that they need to know to stop you having to answer the same questions over and over again. So for me, I'm nutrition mainly. Like that's kind of what my specialty is. So my training that I deliver to people, if they need training programs, is based on templates. And then I tweak those templates to suit the individual. Don't be afraid to do that. Not everybody needs a brand new program from scratch. If you do provide nutrition at this point, at the one-to-one type point, this is probably where it needs to be bespoke. Live videos are a great thing to do in your Facebook group to, again, improve engagement, create community, build a buzz, do Q&As, have fun. Again, fun stuff, important. And I still do a daily accountability post in my one-to-one, my VIP Facebook group. But at this point, I don't tag everybody anymore because some of my VIPs have been with me for like 2 years, my one-to-one clients. They don't use the Facebook group every day, and they don't have to because they're getting one-to-one access to me sometimes anyway. So at this point, I wouldn't tag, but I'd still keep it conversational. Continue to share experiences of successful clients. The only addition that you're going to add is a check-in process. So my one-to-one coaching, as you may have noticed, is still ran as a group. It's still just a group. And that's going to alleviate any time constraints and time pressures on yourself, and give you that freedom that is constantly sold to you by these gurus. It is going to give you a lot of time back. So deliver 90% of your program in a group format. I give a check-in process once per week. So that can be via email, Google Drive, or an app like PT Distinction. Ask for feedback from your client at that check-in day and any key data suitable to your service. So for me, the data that I need is weight. Sometimes I ask for waist measurements, or if a client is bulking, I'll ask for biceps, chest, thigh, that kind of thing. Progress pics, if that's what you need. If you're a mindset coach, obviously you don't need to get body weight necessarily. If you're a physiotherapist, you may not need like certain things. You may need different things. So you're just going to ask for data that's suitable for your service. So do that once a week. And the way I structure that is I just assign a couple of slots on a Sunday to check my check-in. So in the morning, at lunch, and in the evening, that's my busiest day of the week. It's probably 2 hours. That's it. So as I mentioned there, set 2 slots on check-in day to respond to check-ins. I don't do 2 slots anymore. I do 3 slots, morning, lunch, and evening. That's just what I do. I set an hour at lunch and an hour before bed, I've mentioned here, but I do in the morning as well. So in the morning, I check my check-ins, reply to anybody who's already checked in, get off, enjoy my day. Around lunchtime, I'll do the same, respond to anything that's come in, do any program adjustments, tweaks, or, change any programs that need changing, provide any feedback, reply to messages, leave it. Then in the evening, I'll check in again. And that's it. That's my check-in process. So that's how you deliver your one-to-one program. I told you, again, a lot of content. If this is going too fast, pause it. This is a replay, so you can do that. So now we're going to move on to paid lead generation. We're going to keep this incredibly simple and keep it just to Facebook ads. So this is what I do, and I think it's what most online trainers should be doing, is just ads running regularly for engagement. So ideally video. So video is so powerful because it's so cheap. We're getting 1p and less video views. So if you are adding 1 piece of content to your Facebook business page per day, once a week you're going to have a best performing video, maybe boost it, build a warm audience, because what you can do on Facebook now is retarget people who watch your videos. So what we're going to do with that audience is, so as I just mentioned, 1 new ad-worthy piece of content per week, preferably video, targeting a broad but specific audience. So what that means is I work with men, and so a better example would be if you work with women who are 30 to 40, who are professionals, have children, are married, earn X amount of money. Don't go into that level of detail. Just target women and age range. And what will happen is Facebook will do the rest of the kind of filtering for you based on who actually watches the video. So broad but specific. And then what you're going to do with that warm audience is make sure anybody that watches, let's say, for example, 50% of any of your videos gets retargeted with a Facebook ad to your free challenge. So a free or low cost challenge, I do free and a low cost challenge at this point, a free challenge, then going into a £97 challenge, then going into my VIP program. You don't have to do a free challenge. It can be just low cost. It's what works for you. I recommend doing free though, especially at first. So target everyone who engages with your page, engages with your content, is on your email list, watches your videos with an ad for your free challenge. So don't waste money sending this free challenge advert to a cold audience. Only allow people to see it who are engaged or who are warmed up to you and what you do. And then an addition that you can run occasionally is everybody that hits the thank you page for your free challenge, target them with adverts for your one-to-one coaching. So that way, again, we're not wasting money running one-to-one coaching adverts to a cold audience. The only people that ever see those one-to-one coaching adverts are people that opted in for your free challenge. Really simple, elegant, sleek funnel that just works without overcomplicating anything. We're not doing intricate webinar funnels with crazy autoresponders. There is like power in autoresponders. I have like a 60 email sequence that's based on behavioral change, like based on what people do and their behaviors within my ecosystem, but you don't need that. These 3 kind of steps into your marketing and retargeting and remarketing is all you need. So I hope that makes sense. So what next? Rinse and repeat. Remove the free aspect when you can, if you want to. So if you get to a point where you feel comfortable, you've got the level of income and the amount of clients that you want, then just take that free aspect out. You can, add a paid challenge as a replacement for the free program or in addition to it, as I mentioned I have. And always remember that people don't have to do the free challenge. They can go straight to one-to-one clients. You should still be speaking with people every day who engage with your content, thanking them, starting conversations, as I mentioned at the beginning of this training, showing interest in them. And if the opportunity arises, asking if they want help. And of course, ask for referrals and testimonials. These are going to get you more clients as well organically. And in terms of using your personal Facebook profile, don't hammer it every couple of weeks, because you only got a certain amount or size audience on your personal profile, and you'll piss people off eventually. Don't worry about that yet, though. If you've never launched this, you can launch this 10 times, like every month for 6 months or whatever, and you'll be okay. So just an example of how this simplistic method will work and how like overcomplicating things can like get in your way. This is one of my clients, Dan. In the top right, you can read it. Went from almost 0 clients due to the indecisiveness of my model. Like Dan had all the gear, no idea. He had a membership site. He had tons of videos filmed. He had programs designed. He had courses ready to go, but he didn't know how to actually structure his business. So Dan's one of my students. In more depth, we went through this model that I'm showing you today. And in just 4 weeks, he has now got 34 clients. Like these are paying clients as well. So it's safe to say that with a baby on the way, I'm 100% feeling much better about my future. Don't want to be one of these has-been athletes. So Dan is a wheelchair basketballer. I think he's a Paralympian. They're still playing when he's 40 years old just to put food on the table. So he did amazing. So one thing about Dan that just emphasizes that you will have to grind. He got like around 100 people into his free challenge, and he grinded, he grafted. He didn't sleep for like a weekend to get everything ready for those people. And then he crushed it. He did a 10-day free challenge, signed up 34 of those people into a 6-week recurring program. So what his program does is every 6 weeks, people are charged £97. And I think he's actually got 57 clients now, if I remember correctly, just from rinse and repeat in this program. So he's absolutely crushed it. But what you got to know about Dan is he does the content, he does the work, and he kept it simple and just did what I said, and he crushed it. I asked Dan like a couple of days ago, would he have done like it differently? Would he have took less people on so he didn't have to grind? And he actually said he would have took more people on because that grind was worth it in terms of what it's done for his business. So we are now moving into adding, this is a much shorter piece in case any of you guys are thinking, shit, this is a lot of stuff to take on board. we're now moving into adding online to a pre-existing offline offering. So here's the big difference. Like, this is incredibly simple again. Your first port of call, if you have a successful or currently running, operating offline business, like one-to-one PT, small group coaching, even better if you have a facility. Your first port of call should be a campaign to re-engage every single old lead for that offline business and every single former member or client. So forget all the free challenges, forget the new marketing campaigns. You shouldn't need to do any of that. If you reach out to all of your former clients and say, hey dude, how are you? Just thought I'd check in and see how you were getting on, and give them the great news that reason that they had to leave your community, whether it be the commute, the schedule not working for them, the money, the price, whatever it was, guess what? You now have another option that gets rid of that objection, because they can do it from anywhere. They can do it anytime. They can do it in a more affordable fashion with your new online program. So this is a way to add an online aspect to your pre-existing business that takes up very little extra time and adds a huge new revenue stream to your business. So reach out to all former clients personally if you can. Facebook message would be great. Text would be great. And get them on board, especially if they've loved what you've done with them in the past and they just had to leave or they just couldn't afford to, whatever it was. Let's get them back into your community. Next port of call, email all your old leads. So any leads that came into your business that you spoke with or didn't speak with and then didn't take you up on your offer for your offline business, reach out to them. This, like, in brackets here, I've wrote something that's a very famous email, a 9-word email. Hey, are you still looking to whatever that common goal may be? So for me, it would be, hey, are you still looking to lose weight? Sukh. That'll start a conversation. Even better if you already have, if you can Facebook message them or text them because you did meet them in person. You did build a bit of a relationship. You have nurtured that relationship. Maybe they did come into your business and do like an intro program, but didn't sign up to your like core membership or core package after that. You might have a better relationship, so you can reach out to them personally. But if not, email them this email. Very powerful, 9-word email. You can Google it. It'll come up. It's probably the most famous marketing email of all time. Don't change it. So these are your first ports of call. And in terms of how to deliver it, however you deliver your coaching now offline, offer an online version of it or a hybrid option as an alternative for anyone, for all your old leads, all your old clients, but also for anyone you come into contact with that decides not to become an offline client or leaves as an offline client. So not only are you going to reach out to all former clients or members and all former leads, but now going forward, any new leads that come into your gym or in-person personal training or your small group coaching that don't take you up on that option, you can offer them your online or hybrid option instead. So what I mean by hybrid is they might come to see you once a month. And same goes with any clients that tell you that they're going to leave or they have to leave because they can't afford it or they can't do the commute. It doesn't fit with their time, their schedule anymore. You can now offer this downsell or this cross-sell or this safety net, whatever you want to call it. Oh, it's sad to see you go. You can stay part of our community. You can stay in the Facebook group. We don't want to see you go. Come and see us once a month still, and we'll program for you online so you can go about getting the same results in a gym local to you that's only £10 a month or $10 a month, a 24-hour gym if you can't come to us. So like I said, less work, no new business or requirements needed on your end, just a way to check in. So if you're not currently checking in with your offline clients, you need to add this check-in process for your new online clients. That's all though, because you're already delivering the program offline. And you may already have a Facebook group for your offline clients. If so, just add your online clients to that so that they become part of a community. So notes, one-to-one doesn't need to be time-consuming. Manage it as a group, include everything people commonly ask for in your onboarding process, assign small slots for personalized contact throughout the week, and that's it. Don't get caught up on worrying about whether this one-to-one coaching is going to take up too much of your time. Don't rush. My clients that get the best results, my students, are the patient students. free to one-to-one, so a free challenge into one-to-one coaching, or people going straight into one-to-one coaching, is going to be the best model for 80% of online trainers forever. I 100% made that 80% statistic up, but hopefully you get the idea. If you stick to the basics, creating content, eventually that ongoing ad campaign, people will come to you. Just don't get sucked in by the fancy shit, get greedy, or get impatient. Always have your client's best interests at heart. Whatever decisions you make have to work for you and them. Every single person I've put in this room or on this training is capable of copying and pasting what I've taught today into their business from Monday, or from tomorrow. The sad part is that most won't. Please don't be one of those people. Please, implement what I've taught you on this training. Yes, it's simplistic, but it works like gangbusters, guys. I've given you social proof in this training to hopefully convince you that it works. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I just want you guys to be successful, and I want you guys to be the kind of ethical wave of trainers that not only build great businesses, but also actually care about helping people, serving your clients, and getting people amazing results, and ultimately changing lives. So that is all from me, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this training. I hope you've got a lot from it. Please do feel free to send me any questions. You can reach me. I didn't actually create a final going away slide, which I 100% should have. Let me just see if I did in my original PT distinction slides. I did. So if any of you guys do want to reach out to me, want to ask me any questions, please feel free to do so. This is where you can reach me. On Facebook, add me, Sukh Sidhu, that's my name. Add me as a friend. I'm open to making new friends. I need friends. It's lonely, this entrepreneur freedom life, working from home. I don't mind speaking to you guys. I have set up a special offer for my course for you guys, onlinefitnessbusiness.com/PT distinction. So for more information on what I do and that special offer, just head over to that page. But if you want to speak to me, if you need any free help, reach out to me on Facebook, send me a friend request. I put out a lot of content on my personal profile because I follow the steps that I've given you guys. I'm practicing what I preach. Yes, I work with trainers, but you'll see that I still help people within my fitness business as well. I'm not one of these guys that's, stopped helping people lose weight so that I can make money off trainers. I still have a fitness business. I'm still in the trenches with you guys. So I want to get better with you guys as well. So send me a friend request. If you wanted more information about the course, give me a shout. Otherwise, Tim, I know you're not on here with me, but thank you very much for having me. And hopefully all you guys that watch this have got a great deal of value and go on to build great businesses.